Hello and welcome back to OC Aviary. This is a bit of a different start for you guys today to a video, but I must start by saying Merry Christmas. I hope you all had a good Christmas. This video is being uploaded on the 26th of December, so obviously Boxing Day. Now we're going to start this video here at BJF Feeds. This is my local feed supplier in Wales, in Sheffield. And today I'm just here to pick up the normal seeds that I need for my birds. We're getting some conditioning seeds as well. Just some different things for the cages, you know, clearing out, so we're using easy bed, and a few other things along the way to pick up in preparation for the breeding season, probably the start of the breeding season for some birds such as the crossbills. So we'll get straight to it. So we have now arrived at BJF Feeds, so I'm going to be going in there and trying to get some conditioning seeds. We're going to get some normal seeds as well, some egg food, some easy bed, and just a few different things for the birds. There's a bit of enrichment and obviously conditioning towards the breeding season, and then also some things we're going to need for the breeding season. So that's today's buy from BJF Feeds. We've got 2 bags of their own European finch. We've got a Deli Nature, I believe it's a hygiene seed, did they say? We've got a Deli Nature bullfinch, an easy bed, a Versalager classic dry egg food, and a bag of millet just for the redpolls and the siskins as a bit of enrichment. So just like that, we've got all of the seed in there now. We've got 2 bags of BJF Feed European finch. We've got a canary germination, some millet for the redpolls and siskins. We've got some dry egg food there, just 10 kilo of. We've got 2 bags of Deli Nature. We've got one which is a health seed and the other is a bullfinch seed, and we've got a bag of easy bed. So that's today's sort of buy for the feed. That'll last me hopefully 2 months or something close to that anyway. Obviously we've got some conditioning seeds in there and all sorts, so it's going to be preparing for the breeding season. Then hopefully the start of the breeding season we'll probably have to get another bag of that halfway through, and we'll see, because I do make up my own egg food, which will be in a future video. So now we're back from BJF Feeds and we've got all the feeds, so I'm going to take you through exactly what I bought and exactly how I'm going to use it, and basically just give you an overview. So let's get right to it. So I'll make a start. This is a Versalager classic egg food. It's dry egg food. It's 10 kilo of, so it's a nice bag full, and that'll probably last me maybe half of the breeding season. I didn't want to get too much because I don't want it going off, but it'll be ideal because it's going to be a great start for the crossbills when we start breeding those, and obviously I make my own egg food up, which will be in a future video. Behind that we have a bag of canary germination. That's 20 kilo, and that's just obviously for germinating the seeds. It actually that exact bag full looks something like this inside. This is a smaller bag I bought from them earlier in the year. So that is an overview of the canary germination. This is a standard British finch mix, as many of you will have seen before. That's just in there. There's obviously some on the floor in there, which is annoying. So that's 2 bags of that. We've got a bullfinch mix. That's obviously a Deli Nature one. That's quite a nice mix. I'm going to try that on the bullfinches, the greenfinches and the crossbills. We have a health seed, so that is more of a conditioning seed. I've not tried that before, so I'd like to give that a try, see what the birds think of it. That's really made for all sorts, foreign finches, British finches, budgies, parakeet species, etc. We've got a bag of millet, which is just good enrichment for the redpolls and the siskins. I'll probably put some in for the goldfinches as well. It's just going to help keep them active and picking up those seeds all day long. And then we have a bag of easy bed to cover the bottom of all the cages when I clean them out. And obviously in the breeding season I tend to like to use quite a deep thick layer of this, so that the cages don't need cleaning out as often, because I don't like to disturb the birds. So there you are, that is today's haul from BJF Feeds in Wales, in Sheffield. So here I have my treat for the redpolls and the siskins, and also probably the goldfinches as well, and that is just simply millet sprays. So this is I believe Chinese millet, just the normal yellow millet. There was the option to get red millet, however I think especially because we're not looking to colour feed them at the moment anyway, it's not really worth it. It's just something fun for the birds to enjoy really. and obviously I try and give them these occasionally, not too often, because millet hasn't got a great nutritional value, but it's something for them to enjoy, and it's great. So I just put that through the cage front there. I'm just going to leave that hanging for them. I'll probably put 2. I mean, there's 5 redpoll cocks in this cage. Something else you'll see later in the video, there'll be a few more, most likely anyway. And I'm just going to drape those across and leave them to enjoy, and hopefully just a bit of something fun for them. You know, it keeps them active and it keeps them entertained, which is the point. So there you are, some millet sprays in for the redpoll cocks, and now going to do the redpoll hens and the siskin pairs. Now, something that's going to be available really from the new year. So I was contacted a few weeks ago by a company in Italy called BioVetline, and he contacted me asking me would I be willing to promote his products on my channel and actually distribute them in the UK as well. So I've got a load of free samples right here I've just received from Italy 2 days ago. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of them, and you know, just really tell you about how I'm going to be using them. They aren't available in the UK yet. However, I'm going to be trialing them over the next few weeks and making sure that they do exactly what they need to do, and so I can show you guys that, so that when you want some of those products, you come to me for that, and I can obviously sell them to you and get them out to you. So just a quick sort of rundown. We have Life Defense, we have Lower Coxyvet, we have MaxiVit Complex, we have Immunovet line, we have Hepatobius Gochi. These are liquid form in these boxes, and we have Calcium Vet Gochi as well. So they are liquid supplements for the birds, and then we also have Proamine Vet, so that's a bit something different. Megastop 80, we have BioEntero Plus, we have Calcium Vet there, New Collie-Stop, and of course Hepatobius. So these are different products I'm going to be trialing over the next few weeks, and we'll do a video on every single one of these products, so you can understand it better, the quantities you're going to need, and then obviously you can place your orders with me. But it's something that it's in the works, and I don't want you guys buying any products from me before I've tested them and showed you guys exactly how to use them, and you know, the improvement and the effect on the birds, so that you guys are completely comfortable with the products, and obviously will be satisfied when you receive them. Now, today is December 19th, so that is when I'll be beginning to use the BioVetline products. So make sure you stay tuned and you subscribe, so you get to understand how I use these products and where I've used them, so you get to follow along, so that when you come to wanting to buy these products from me, it gives you confidence that they work, and that you know, I'm satisfied with the products. Now, this week's sponsor of this video actually sent me some Christmas presents, so I'd just like to say a big thank you to Shane Evans of Direct Bird Products for the products I'm just about to show you. So make sure you go over to Shane's Facebook, it's Direct Bird Products. There will be a link in the description below to Shane's Facebook. There's also, just make sure that you buy a lot of your nesting supplies from Shane. Shane has a really good selection of different things, so make sure you check out the Facebook. So from Shane I received 3 of these external nest pans. So these are absolutely fantastic. I really like using these, and these are going to be great because I can use them on these cages here. They can just go on the doors very simply, and you just hook onto the side of the cage just like that. Very, very good. So big thank you to Shane. So I've got 3 of those in from Shane, so they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah, top quality as well, I must say. The something to note about these, which I think really sets them apart from a lot of the others, is that the back, like the bottom, isn't too deep. As I've found with some of them especially, the bottom is very deep, which means it's much harder for the birds, and they actually have to build a nest up from that. Whereas with this, it fits just nicely. That leads me on to the second product. So Shane has sent me 5 of these. They're like a sisal or like a white coconut fibre nest liner, and these fit absolutely fantastic in these. Perfect, just nice, flush on the end, really in like that, so they are going to be absolutely fantastic when it comes to the redpolls, the siskins, the redpoll siskin hybrid pair we've got going for next year. Maybe even we try the goldfinch mule pair as well. But there we are, so 5 of those from Shane, so they are absolutely fantastic. A big thank you to Shane for those. We also have 5 of these, so these are coconut fibre nests. These are really ideal for bullfinches, greenfinches, crossbills as well. I'm sure the yellow hammers will be using these, so I'll be probably selecting 1 or 2 of these for the yellow hammers, the yellow buntings. They are absolutely brilliant, top quality, really well made. You know, I found that with some of them I've ordered, especially, the sides have been flaky, and these from Shane are like perfect. Everything is intact. There's no problems with the products at all. They're absolutely great, so make sure that you get your nesting supplies from Shane. Now, the final thing actually was a recommendation from Shane. So I would say that if you're looking for something specific, then I'm sure that Shane will be more than happy to help you out, answer your questions, and make sure that you've got, you know, you're getting the product that you want. So I mentioned to Shane that I was breeding crossbills. I've got 2 pairs of crossbills. So I was originally going to actually use these cocoa fibre nest liners, but actually Shane suggested something else that I thought was really quite interesting and something I've never seen before, and it was these. So these are sort of a pine or a spruce based nest, very, very different. So as you can see there, it's sort of like a dried Christmas tree, and these are fantastic, absolutely brilliant. So these are from Direct Bird Products as well. Shane had suggested these and said that he thinks these will work quite nicely for crossbills. So these are what we're going to be using in a few weeks' time when we get the crossbills, you know, nesting. Hopefully we should do anyway. I'm getting them conditioned at the moment. We're getting some fake and real Christmas tree in the flights very soon after Christmas, because the Christmas trees come available quite easily because many people are getting rid of them. So I've got some family members donating theirs to me to put into the flights. I'm going to cut those up, put them around the nest, put them on the sides, and really make it great for the birds. So these are going to be absolutely fantastic for the crossbills. So if you've got crossbills especially, I would 100% recommend these. I can't think of anything more natural to supply them with than this, because these are literally exactly how a crossbill would nest in the wild, in a pine or a spruce tree or something like that. And I mean, look at that, it's perfect. So a massive thank you to Shane of Direct Bird Products. The link is in the description below to Direct Bird Products. Make sure you check them out and you order your supplies from them. Obviously, an absolutely fantastic service from Shane, and a big thank you. So thank you very much, Shane, and make sure you check them out. So we've had a bit of a sudden change with the crossbills. Now, actually earlier today I popped some Cecil nest material in for the crossbills just to see where they were at in terms of conditioning. It is December 20th now when I'm filming this clip, and the birds were picking it up, the hens were picking it up, carrying it, and really just running about with it, which made me think, well, they're clearly getting ready. And I've been giving them conditioning seed and Fertivit, and actually some of the new supplies from BioVet line for the past few weeks, and it's clearly took a turn in its working. So I've decided I'm going to set up the crossbill flights. I'm obviously going to do a set video on breeding crossbills as soon as they start going, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that. As you can see here, I've got some millet and millet strand just for them to enjoy, but we have all the nests down here. We have that is actually the nest from Direct Bird Products. It's got the liner in there, and in that corner is an external nest pan, and it's just a cocoa fibre. So I'll show you that now. So this is how I've set up the nest sites. We've got a big perch here. We've got an apple branch there. We have the the pine nest liner here in a canary nest pan, and then we have an external nest here with a cocoa fibre nest. That's just attached by 2 screws there. Obviously the nest pan's just by that. I've got zip ties on the actual sides of the nest and zip ties below. There you are, just holding the nest in place so that the birds can't chew through it, or make it weak and fall through. So that there is the nest sites for the crossbills. I did plan on using a real Christmas tree, however I can't source any of that until after Christmas because it's very expensive at the moment, and after Christmas they're about £5 for a whole tree. So I've just used some conifer and we'll just see how they get on with that. We've got a bit of pine here as well. We've got the apple branches all here. We've got the water bath down there, and you know, just a good mix of stuff for them to chew out, and hopefully they don't choke the nests and we get some youngsters in the next few weeks. So we also have some new arrivals in the bird room in time for Christmas. So we've got 3 new redpoll cocks in, all from Stacey Turner. So a big thank you to Stacey. And these are some really nice birds we've got in, including a very unique bird, which is something that I'd like to show you guys and get your opinion on what you think it might be, as well as obviously we'll be looking to establish this in the the next breeding season over the next few years. So the first bird we picked up was a silver pastel redpoll cock. Now this is a 2020 bird. He's a lovely bird. Now I do really like this bird. The plan for him is that he'll be pairing to the silver cobalt pastel hen who we bred this year with a cinnamon, and that should produce us visual pastel birds, all obviously being agates, as well as maybe the odd cobalt there because the hen is actually a silver cobalt. So that's quite an interesting one, and definitely an interesting bird, and I really like the look of this one. I think it's going to be a great addition. Obviously, as well as you can see, as a shape, is quite a cobby bird, so it'll definitely complement the hen quite nicely, and we should hopefully get some nice youngsters out of them next year. The second bird we brought on was a normal pastel cock. Now, he's sort of, I'd say, mid-range in size. He's not at the high end of the spectrum for the really larger redpolls, or in the lesser side anyway. And he's a really nice bird. He will be pairing to a cobalt hen, and that'll be a nice little pair. Obviously, we'll get normals from that pair and cobalts from that pair, as well as so hopefully some pastels, or there'll be probably pastel carriers, because I believe that pastel is a recessive gene rather than a sex-linked. And then finally we have a bit of a unique one in from Stacey, which is actually it's a normal bird, and it's not carrier, or not a carrier for any known mutation. However, Stacey pointed this bird out to me, and I couldn't resist the opportunity to get something that could potentially be a new mutation. So as you can see on this bird, it has a white flight feather as well as some white tail feathers, and it is a base normal bird, but obviously we have a little bit of off-coloured feathers. Now that could be just a pigment issue. It's something I could do with looking at, and hopefully it molts out the same next year. But the plan for him would be pairing him to the Jack Lloyd hen I have, the Jack Lloyd cobby normal hen. She's a really nice bird. She's probably the best normal I have, and hopefully pairing those two together, it will produce us straight normals, both cocks and hens, which will be great because obviously we'll be getting the mutation of my normals even better, and obviously better colour and markings. But also maybe the chance to establish a new mutation, which is something a bit different and something to look forward to. So what I'll be doing is pairing these two together next year, and the worst case scenario is that if there is a mutation, then it's recessive, because then we'll just create carrier hens, and what we'd do from there is the following year, so 2022, we'd take one of his daughters and pair her back to him, so that we have obviously a visual mutation cock, which is him, to a carrier daughter. We put those together, and that should theoretically produces all of these new mutations, if it's a new mutation. So it'll be a bit of something different and a bit of something exciting and fun to work with. So a big thank you to Stacey for those birds, getting them in for me. Obviously I think they're excellent, and I just hope you guys enjoy seeing them obviously on the weekly shows, and obviously it'll be something exciting and fun to do for next year, with us getting our 8 pairs of redpolls sorted. Now we also have another new bird into the bird room, so he's the bird right behind me, so I'll take a look at him now. So I got him in yesterday. He is a pied greenfinch cock. Now, as you can see, he really isn't an exhibition quality bird. The only reason that I've got him in is for his mutation, obviously him being a pied. This pied is sex linked, I believe. So this is a cock bird, and he will be pairing to a hen very similar to this exhibition normal here. And yeah, hopefully what will happen is he will produce his pied hens, so they'll be visual pied hens, and all the cocks will be split for pied. Now that'll mean that we have 2 pairs of pied producing birds next year, so we'll have him to a normal exhibition hen, and then we have a pied hen who is very similar to him as a lightly pied bird, to her father, who is a silver cock split for pied. So yeah, there you are. We'll have 2 pairs of pieds breeding next year. Hopefully the plan is that they will be going in these cages, so I'll have a pair of pied producers in here and a pair here. So we'll probably have these 2 birds. That's actually the one from who's paired to the Norwich cock. I've just got her out as an example of one of my exhibition normals. We'll be having something like those 2, but definitely that cock in here, and then we'll be having the other pied pair in here. So we should hopefully have 2 nice pairs going for next year. He's a nice bird. Obviously he hasn't got the size to him, but that's that's nothing that can't be fixed over a few years. Obviously we're pairing him to a decent exhibition normal like that hen there, which should hopefully produce us some nice good sized youngsters, which will obviously be pieds as well, or pied carriers at the least, so we can develop that line. And that is something that I did want to do, although I could buy in some really higher quality pieds which are much better for the exhibition. I did want to try and develop my own sort of strain of that and larger. So this is a normal hen from Paul Meek's line. I bred her this year, a few others, and then this is just the new cock bird I bought in. So I hope you like this guy. Yeah, it'll be something nice to have on, and hopefully we'll get some youngsters off him, and perhaps those youngsters will get into doing some muling with, so we can get some pied greenfinch mules. So just quickly to be aware, the pied greenfinch, I've just put him in this cage now. I'm getting him on some medication from the BioVet line products. So we've got some Immunovet line in there, I believe it's called. And that's just to really clear him out and just make sure he's clean and obviously dewormed, and he's just okay and he's healthy. Also, I just want to point out that when I filmed him in the show cages, he had just had a bath. So it's just something to be aware of. He's a really nice bird, and I really like that bird. Good feather quality. Yeah, size isn't there, but that's something that I'm wanting to work on, which is why I've got him in. Because I want to try and increase the size of some pieds, and obviously getting the pieds in. And I just want to do that myself. Obviously I have the opportunity to buy some show quality pieds in, but I would rather have a go at trying to develop my own and just try and understand it more, because I think that's going to build me as a better bird man, obviously building that. So we're obviously going to use some exhibition normals in I got from Paul Meek's line. I bought a pair of Paul in early spring, and I bred a few hens off of those. They're all hens actually, everything I bred, so I am actually looking to get some cockbirds in, but we might have some cockbirds coming in the new year, which will be nice. Which will suit their line quite nicely. So we'll be breeding some straight normals, and there's a pair of greenies I have which I might let go. Well, when I say let go, sell on, not obviously release them, which is an A-gate hen and a normal split A-gate normal, but that's something I'm going to have to work out, because I also am due to have a pair of nice exhibition greenies coming from Ireland, but we're going to have to see how that works. But either way, I just want to try and develop a line of pieds, a nice line of pieds, to obviously trying to get the size up and just make some nicer exhibition birds there. Now, this week's eye catcher is a bit of a different one. I'm not going to show you a bird I have, but actually a bird that Shane Evans has of Direct Bird Products, and it's something that I asked him if I could include in a video, and Shane said you're more than welcome to. So this bird you're looking at, there's actually two birds to look at, and they are both the cross or the hybrid between a serin and a crossbill. Now that's something I've never seen before. Shane said he's had them for quite a few years. They were brought over from Belgium a few years ago. That was a serin cock to a crossbill hen, I would assume, just based on the size difference. But obviously what we're seeing is some, really different looking bird there. Obviously a really nice rich yellow in the cock bird at least, and they really are just something different. So it's just something I want to mention in this video, and it might be something that you'd like to try in the future. Definitely something I'll be looking to try. I would like to try maybe siskin crossbill next year. I mean, I've been tempted to try goldfinch crossbill, but again, it's a difficult one because of the different times of year the birds breed. But maybe try and get a pair of serins after next year, and we try and breed some serins. So the following year we could actually pair those up with maybe a crossbill hen, and we see what happens. See if we get any luck, and hopefully we might even get some hybrids out of them, and we can just try a few different combinations. And just try and get some different birds in. We could try and do some mules with, or some hybrids with. Something I would like to try is a red siskin cross goldfinch, or maybe a red siskin cross redpoll. And then another bird I've heard about was the black hooded yellow siskin. Crossing that with a goldfinch, you actually get a black masked goldfinch almost, which is something a bit different to try, and something I might look to do in the future. Now, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I generally tried to make this video something that I wouldn't usually film, just for a bit more entertainment for you guys, just a bit of the behind the scenes of what I actually get up to. Obviously, when I'm not filming these birds and stuff, so such as going for the feed run. So I'm going to give you my verdict on the new feeds I've got in a few weeks' time, and we'll just see how, the effect it's had on the birds, and hopefully that's a positive effect. And really we're just going to see an improvement in the birds through the change in diet, and it's obviously just a little bit more specialist. Also, big thank you to Shane again for Direct Bird Products for all of the nesting supplies and different things like that. Obviously we've got the crossbill flight set up outside, or both of the flights now, and obviously everything will be used this coming breeding season, and as far as I'm aware, I think there's a few other bits coming from Shane, but we'll have to see, and you'll definitely be seeing that in a future video. Obviously I'm trying the BioVet line products as well, so we'll do a video on each one of those in a few weeks time again, as I just want to make sure that the products are working fine, and they do what they're said to do before I go trying to selling this to you guys, because I want to make sure that you've got confidence in the products, and that you've got confidence in me delivering what I'm saying I'm going to deliver. So I want to make sure that everything's fine, and obviously you get the products that you want. Also, just remember, so I am in the Cage and Aviary birds. This is this week's edition. I am in the new editions, the next 3 editions in the new year. So make sure you get the Cage and Aviary. Obviously I get this now weekly. It's very good, and it's a good read, and I enjoy reading it, and then once I'm done with it, then it's usually in the bottom of the cages with the birds. Obviously I'll be getting those ones which I'm in, keeping those to the side. So I'll be doing, I think it's 3 episodes or 3 editions of the Cage and Aviary magazine that I'm in. So make sure you get that, and you can read my articles and different things I mentioned in there, which is stuff I haven't yet mentioned on camera, which is other things that I'll probably mention. I might do a bit of a video on me myself, just so you get to understand me better. So yeah, we'll see what that are. But anyway, so please make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Only 23% of you are actually subscribed who watch my videos, so it would be very it would mean a lot to me if you would press the subscribe. It's free, as I've been asked if it does cost. It's free to subscribe to me, and it's free to sign up to YouTube. So it only takes 5 minutes, and just obviously the click of a button if you've already got a YouTube account. Just press subscribe, please hit that button. Now also hit the notification bell, and that'll notify you every single time I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything that I post. Hit the like button, that shows me that you're enjoying these videos. Make sure you share this video with someone else who would just like to just get a bit of see a new YouTube channel on the birds, and hopefully who will enjoy this video as well. And obviously the other videos that I'm going to create. So thank you very much for watching. Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video.